What's happening? It looks like our explorers are stuck. The boatman is having to use a stick to push his way through the water and the plants. All those beautiful plants that float on the water are making it hard to pass. It really is both wet with water and with plants like land.
I think they managed to get unstuck. They pushed and pushed their way through. They were able to adapt to being in the wetland. Everything alive needs to adapt to its environment in order to be able to survive. Just the same way you need a life jacket to be on a boat, or a warm coat when you're up in a mountain, or a big sun hat when you're standing in the hot sun. Wildlife needs to adapt too, but they do it over hundreds and thousands of years.
On the left, on the short vegetation, is the shoebill. Ethan, yes, if you look straight. Yes, if you look out straight from Julie.
Oh, I know, I can see it.
Yes, that's the shoebill.
That's the shoebill.
I think our explorers have seen something. It looks nothing like I've seen before. It looks like a huge bird. It looks like it could almost be a dinosaur.
Stop, everybody, stop clapping. As we know, it's His Majesty, the Shoebill. I can see his face.
It looks so big.
Ooh, look at his face. Look at his face.
Yes, so the shoebill is so big. He's the king of African wetlands. So the shoebill can be found in wetlands all the way from southern Sudan to Zambia. So the shoebills are about 150 centimeters tall. How tall are you, Ethan?
I'm 139 centimeters tall.
It's almost as tall as you are.
Why does it look so strange?
So the shoebill has been in existence for really a long time, and the strange look protects it from predators.
And it really has a strange-looking beak.
It has an unusual beak that is perfectly adapted to feeding in muddy water where prey is difficult to target. A huge beak improves the chances of success. They get their name from their beak because it's shaped like a shoe. Like all birds, they're descendants of dinosaurs. Their feet and claws look very similar to many dinosaur fossils.
Shoebills do not fly very far. They usually only fly about 20 meters. They rather like to just hop around the wetlands. They like to live undisturbed, so are often in hard-to-reach places. They usually lay 2 eggs on a nice bit of vegetation floating on the water so they can still be near their food. Once the chicks are born, they have huge sibling rivalry. They fight, pushing each other out of the nest.
So how is it adapted to the wetlands?
It has very long legs, and as it spends lots of time in the wetlands walking on difficult bits of floating vegetation, it uses its big wings for balance. This helps it to stay upright when it's walking and hunting its favorite food.
The shoebills like to stay in the hot sun, and what do? To keep cool, they have feathers on their bodies, but the legs will lose a lot of heat, so they pull on their legs.
Ew, that's disgusting. Pulling on your leg.
I know.
We don't do that when we're hot.
Right now, as you see it walking, when he stretches the neck forward, he's fishing. You know, he's looking for something to eat. And they do bill clapping or bill clattering. So this is how they clap the bills together.
They like to eat lungfish. This is their favorite food. And seeing as the lungfish love swampy wetlands, so do shoebills.
So this is a lungfish, and it is a delicacy for the shoebill. So the lungfish is able to live in the wetland. They like shallow waters.
It settled here almost 400 million years ago, even before the dinosaurs. So it is very well adapted to life in the swamp.
The lungfish need air every half an hour to breathe, otherwise it will drown. Most fish have gills and can breathe underwater, but because of all the vegetation in the swamp, there's very little oxygen. The lungfish has adapted to life in the oxygen-starved wetland by looking for little air bubbles on the surface and then quickly flipping up and swallowing the bubbles whole and going back down. But this has dangers.
When they come out to breathe, that is the opportunity moment for the shoebill to grab and push.
If the shoebill eats the lungfish, what does the lungfish eat?
Lungfish eat plants, frogs, little fish, and seeds.
So the other plants that you'll find in the wetland are water lilies. So the water lilies,
Ooh, they look pretty.
they can grow so
wow.
long.
Have
And
you
they have
ever
a
seen
sweet-
a flower? Have you ever seen a flower this big?
And they have a sweet scent. So if you just smell and tell me what you...
Ah.
So that is the African jacana. Have you seen it? Yes. So the African jacana is also known as a lily trotter. Yes, they walk on lilies. They also call it the Jesus bird because in the Bible, Jesus walked on water. So the African jacana has very long claws for walking from one lily to another. It's a long-toed lapwing. It has long toes. They have a red eye or pink eye. Can everybody see the eye? So what the long-toed lapwing, what they often do, the male and the female, one can make noise to distract you from seeing the chicks or the nest, but the nest or the young ones are found in some other place.